sure we'll stay and have a
Stay
snack.
for Kiddush and Otzi, and you can grab the Hamantash if you're not up for eating, or, you know,
Sounds great.
whatever you feel like. I'd rather some more people in. I know I did a late afternoon errand after I made a corn pudding and put it in the oven. It takes an hour and a half, so I ran to an errand. And it was one of these, okay, I have 45 minutes. Easy, right? And then, of course, in the store, I'm ending up behind somebody who checked out twice, was, I think, deaf, actually, so she couldn't find things, and so they're trying to help her find things. And there was a long line, and it took me longer line than to get the fire engines blocking the road, so I had to go all the way around. I'm just like, this is not my day. So anyway, it was just pretty funny. And then even turning in, there was like a long line of cars. I normally just turn right in. I was like, okay, we're waiting for the golf cart to come. Golf carts there. The area. Anyway, it was just funny. It was one of those Shabbats where it's like, okay, I'm here, fine, let's go. No more roadblocks. I felt like I've been doing this for the last hour and a half.
Corn pudding didn't fare well then, I take it?
Oh, yes. No, it's fine.
Oh, it is?
It was in the oven. Oh, yeah. It got in the oven. Jeffrey's going to take it out and bring it in a few minutes. That I did. See, I did that first. Thankfully. Because my brain was like, oh, I got to get that done. Thanks for that stuff first. It was just pretty funny. It was one of those. So when you came behind me, I was getting out of the car. And I was like, okay, I got it. Don't swing the car door open. That would have been the topper of the day. Is getting my car.
You got two candles, Rabbi? Rabbi, you got two candles?
Yeah, I've got some. Let me put them out.
Oh, here we go.
He doesn't, but he must have not come in. Should be a couple in there.
Here we go.
See if they'll stick in there without falling over. Let me see who we got. I'm gonna grab people because they're gonna yell at me if we don't. Let's start on time.
Rabbi, you're going to be a Chabad. You're going to be like Chabad now.
Why am I Chabad?
Because you know how to get people to come to shul.
Oh, food?
But have food.
Yeah, there you go. I don't think Chabad does potluck though. That's over there. So we're gonna be going. Do you want to light candles tonight? Sure. Okay. I'm taking your job. Sorry.
Who's Beaver Buddy?
That's a good question. Beaver Buddy is. You know what? I don't know.
Hold on a minute, I'm looking.
It's Sue Arkin and Sue Lasser, but I know Sue Arkin's gonna be here tomorrow, and Sue Lasser will not.
Wait a minute,
So
is,
you are
oh
now-
yeah, here we go.
You are now Beaver Buddy. And if you don't want it, you can pass it off
I'm-
to Harold. And if you really don't want it, you can pass it off to Richard, and he'll just cough all over the sheet of paper.
Don't give it to him.
Nope, I think you'll pass. I'm not volunteering here, no worries.
Do you want to join me? Come on,
No, come on, you do it.
come on.
I'll get all you guys up. I told you the boys are on their way, so they'll join you before we.
You got to get used to being up here, right?
I had all of them up here on Wednesday. We were doing the Torah service. They were all, including Jonathan. He was doing it. So we rise as we turn to page 4 rather, as you will find the bracha on the left side of the page for lighting candles. You need help?
What am I just pulling?
Yes, you're just doing, that's it.
It's really hard.
If you need help, I can do it. I bet Ariel could do it too.
I asked her already.
Oh.
You ready?
Shall. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Very nice. We turn over to page 5. Thank you very much
I
for
get
both.
by with a little help.
Absolutely, that's the best way to do it. We turn to page 5, where you will find Shalom Aleichem, as we join together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakad, Shalom Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nile Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We turn over to page 10, where you'll find our hymn Yedid Nefesh. It's a beautiful hymn. Sets us into the mood for Shabbat in our Shabbat worship, so we join together. Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman Mishach Avdach El Retzonach Yarutz Avdach Kemo Ayah Yishtachaveh Mul Hadarach Ki Yerav Lo Yedidutach Mino Fetzuf V'chol Ta'am Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai dai Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai dai Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai dai Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 dai. Page 11, you'll find the formal beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat with Psalm 95. We join together.
Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, nikadma fana bitodah. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. You'll turn over to page 14. There you'll find Yismechu Hashamayim, our verse from the 96th Psalm that reminds us that even the heavens and the earth are rejoicing, and the sea as well, the meadows and all that it grows exalts God. We like to think about that as creation taking a break on Shabbat as well, and pausing to praise the Creator. Page 14. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, umelo. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, umelo. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, umelo. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, umelo. Ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo, az yarananu kol atzei ya'ar, lifnei Adonai ki lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel b'tzedek, v'yamim emunato. You'll kindly turn over to page 17. We read together the Psalm 98 as we join in the English on the left side of the page. Together, a psalm. Sing to Adonai a new song, for Adonai has wrought wonders. God's right hand and holy arm have brought deliverance. Adonai declared deliverance as nations looked on. God's righteousness was revealed. God dealt faithfully and kindly with the house of Israel. The very ends of the earth saw God's saving power. Call out to Adonai, all the earth. Break out in joyful singing. Sing to Adonai to the music of the lyre and voices making music together. With horns and shofar cries, trumpet the presence of the sovereign Adonai. Let the sea and all that is in it roar, the earth and all who inhabit it thunder. Let rivers clap hands while mountains sing in harmony, greeting Adonai who comes to judge the earth, judging the world with justice and the nations with truth. Lifnei Adonai ki lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel b'tzedek, miyamim b'meisharim. You'll kindly turn to page 20 by the arrow. Last two lines of Psalm 99, we join together. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Adonai Eloheinu le'ar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ar kodsho. Page 21, you'll find the 29th Psalm. It reminds us to take a breath from the rigors of our regular week and days and listen for the voice of God in the sounds around us, in the world around us. And on Shabbat, that's a perfect time to do that exercise and finding the spiritual within the world. So page 21, if you'll kindly rise, if you're able to, and join as we join together. 21. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, havu l'Adonai kevod shmo, ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai amayim, El hakavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim Kol Adonai b'koach Kol Adonai behadar Kol Adonai shover arazim Vayishaber Adonai et arze halavanon, Vayarkidem kemo egel levanon desiryon kemo ven re'emim, Kol Adonai chotzef lavotesh, Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai Yecholel Ayalot, Vayechesof Ye'arot, Uveichalo Kulo Omer Kavod, Adonai lamavu yashav, Vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. You're welcome to be seated. You'll find Lecha Dodi over on page 23. As always, we'll do the first two verses on 23, the middle verse on 24, the last two verses on 25. And as you see always with the note there on the page, for that last verse, we will rise, turn, and face the back door, or the entrance, rather, for us of the sanctuary, and welcome in the Sabbath bride or queen into our midst. So page 23. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha mehirosh mikedem nisucha, sof maaseh b'machshavat tchila, lecha Dodi lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Middle of 24. Hitoreri, Kiva ore, kumi ori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai Allah yichnigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Middle of 25. Yaminu semot tifrotzi, V'et Adonai ta'aritzi, Yad ish ben partzi, V'nismecha v'nagila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam besimcha uvetzahala, Toch emunei am segula, Boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. Page 27, you'll find the Psalm for Shabbat as we join together. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, Tov lehodod la'Adonai, Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, Lehagid baboker chasdecha, Ve'emunatcha baleilot, Alei asor v'alei navel, Alei higayon bechinor, Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, Tov lehodod la'Adonai, Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Ki simach tananai b'folecha ma'asedecha, imad God blessem. Mishpatecha, mishpatecha, tzitzikol ha'aven. Page 28 by the arrow. Tzadika tamar yifrach, ke'erez balevanon yizkeh shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim yiyu lehagid ki ashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatabo. 29. Adonai malach yud lavesh Adonai ositazar avti kontevel baltimo nechon kasam nechon meazamatan. Mekolot Maim Ravim Adirim Mishpereyam Adir Bamaram Adonai Do Techanemnu Meod Lahavetcha Na'ava Kodesh Adonai Leorech Yamim. All those reciting Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, you will find it over on page 30. Anyone who wishes to recite, you're welcome to rise and join with me. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam melomei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'yalma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. You are welcome to be seated. Just a quick word of Torah today. Just as it might be for some of you in the natural course of our world today, and certainly for a rabbi or any clergy person, I receive a lot of requests for support for various causes, which I'm sure you all do as well. Instead of it coming in the mailbox, now it starts to come more in the form of emails or text messages. If I get any more texts from random people asking for political contributions of all stripes, I'm not sure how I got on some list. I've got on everybody's list of every party, it seems. And the question becomes, how do you decide who to support? Right? All of us have some kind of limited funds. There's no way to make a donation to every worthy cause, and everything that we get, certainly, there's a lot of wonderful organizations out there. And, I know that when I go through my mail at home, or certainly the mail that passes my desk here, I ask my question to myself every time is, how do I decide who to support? Well, this week's parsha of Shmini is probably best known for its description of the laws of keeping kosher, of kashrut. And although we learned the basis for separating meat and milk actually earlier, we actually saw a reference to it earlier in Exodus, in the section that we're studying this week, we find a second aspect of kashrut from the Torah, and that is the distinction between living creatures that have to be eaten and those that are not permitted to eat. So we heard about some things earlier, but this is the heart of the laws of kashrut. And it's a fascinating list, if you have the patience to sit and go through it, of what is considered kosher and what is considered, the good Yiddish word, treif, right? Those animals or creatures that we are permitted to eat and those that we don't eat. And that list, especially of the ones that we don't eat, has and will continue to, I think, challenge us as we try to figure out the values and the details of keeping kosher, of kashrut, in our daily lives. Now, you may ask, how does this section of keeping kosher, of the kashrut laws, have anything to do with decision-making in the process of giving charity, giving tzedakah, right, to various causes? What does that have to do with anything, Rabbi, you might ask? And I'm so glad you asked that question, because among the list of birds that we are prohibited to eat is the chasidah. Anybody know what a chasidah is? It is the stork. So what does the word chasid or chesed mean? You've heard it, gimilut chasadim. Yeah, kindness, chasid, chesed. When you show chesed, you're showing kindness. Gimilut chasadim, from the same root letters, chasadim, the same root letters as chesed or chasidah, means kindness or acts of kindness or benevolence, right? Things that we do that help other people. Well, in the Talmud, Rabbi Yehuda asks, in particular, why is the stork called chasidah? Why does it have those root letters? Why is it connected to the word meaning kindness or benevolence, right? Why is it described in its name as a kind one? So what is the stork makes it so special, right? So Rabbi Yehuda, of course, is going to answer his own question. What does he say? Well, because the bird shows kindness to its fellow storks. How does it do that? I'm not a stork aficionado, but apparently they share their food with each other, right? And maybe this is the explanation for why the stork is traditionally the bird that's credited with bringing babies to us, right? Delivering babies, you see that on all the cards, right? Here it is, a little picture of a stork with a little bundle. Yeah, they're very good. So the Hasidah, the stork, was considered, at least as we understand it, and even by modern convention, modern culture, a kind and affectionate parent to its young. It shared what it had with its children. It shared with its neighbors around it, immediate neighbors around it. So along comes the medieval commentator Rambam, Maimonides, and he considered every non-kosher bird as presenting some problem or some cruelty in its own nature that would keep it from being pure, keep it from being something we could eat. That it would be appropriate for an animal consumption for us to have it. So the question is, well, what was wrong with the stork? Why is the stork not allowed? So Rambam, Maimonides, says, what is it with the stork that excludes it from being eaten? It seems like it's such a nice bird. Well, on the surface, it doesn't, it works. It seems like it should be kosher. But using the Rambam's premise that every non-kosher animal that we're not eating has some reason, right? There's something behind it. The 19th century Polish rabbi Isaac Meir Alter, known as the Ger Rebbe, the Ger Rebbe asks and answers. So why is the stork considered a non-kosher bird? Well, the reason, and he answers his own question, of course, the reason the Ger Rebbe says is that the stork helps only its fellow storks and no one else, right? It only pays attention. It doesn't do anything that values anything else, only the fellow storks. And so just so like that, right, we have to help others. And a person who only helps his or her own fellows cannot be considered a truly righteous person, says the Ger Rebbe. Get the connection, right? A Hasidah is very insular. It cares only for its closest, immediate, whatever. It doesn't care about the world around it, doesn't really show any love for it. So if we were to eat that kind of animal, that's how we would behave, says basically is the message. And so we're all familiar with this dynamic if you think about it, right? What's the familiar phrase? Charity begins. Okay, so you know it, right? Jewish tradition indeed supports that thought, right? And because we're taught also in other places in the Talmud that charity begins inward and then we move outward. There's wonderful teachings on tzedakah that teach us where to start. And it is, the starting point is within your insular area, and then move outside. Wonderful things like when you move to a new place, you have to take care of the small pieces, but eventually after a year, for instance, you have to support the walls, the building of the walls around the city that protect everybody. So it gives you time to get to know people, get to be a part of things, but in its demand, you have to reach outside of your own immediate people that you know and that your own immediate friends and your own family. So while we start inward, right, we move outward. We go from our families, our friends, our community, and the wider world. Yet the description of the Hasidah, the stork, in this parasha then reminds us that it's not sufficient just to take care of our own family, our own fellow Jews even, right? Alone, we have to move beyond, we have to move our view beyond ourselves. So whenever you receive a piece of mail or a phone call asking for a donation, think about it carefully. You can think about the Hasidah, you can think about the stork, and regardless of whatever our financial status is, the question becomes, how do we spread our wealth? How do we make decisions that bring kindness? Because it's not always about money, by the way. How do we bring kindness to as many people or groups as possible? And yes, like the Hasidah, the stork, we have to help those closest to us, but for our giving to be considered by tradition kosher, if you will, we have to go beyond our own immediate world. And you thought that kashrut had nothing to do with tzedakah. It has everything to do with it. Is the Ger Rebbe and Rabbi Yehuda and certainly the great Maimonides are teaching us. So keeping kosher and tzedakah very much have messages that are incorporated together. So just keep it in mind. And again, next time, I guarantee when you go home and you open up your mail and you see something from the Alzheimer's Association or There's a million different things that you can support, World Wildlife Fund, the Humane Society, whatever it might be. Think about the Hasidah, think about the stork, think about what makes him chesed, but why he's not, unfortunately, a bird we want to eat and emulate. So just an interesting way to gain a value from a detail in our text that we might normally just gloss over and not pay attention to. I don't know how many of you are really into eating storks anyway, unless you're going to where you go some world place and you eat tarantula. Right, Mindy? Pretty good. Yes. Tastes like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken, right? In any case, keep that thought in mind. We're going to go to 39a. I ask if you're able to rise as we join together. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Baruch hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach, hamivorach leolam vaed. Hamivorach, hamivorach leolam vaed. You may be seated. We're on 39a in the middle. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'kol ha'olam. Umavir yom umehevi laila umavdil ben yom uven laila Adonai tzvaot shemo el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Amari Varavim. We join together, page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amahavta. Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shochveinu u'v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam vaed. Ki hema chayenu ve'orech yameinu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nehege yomam valayla, yomam valayla. V'yahavadcha tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchut Le'olam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha Hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shoch becha uv'kumecha ug'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein eitnecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha Uvisharecha. We read together in the English on 41. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and on your gates. We turn over to page 44 at the top as we join together. Umalchuto beratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe uMiriam uvnei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nohora tehilot osefele Malchutecha ra'u vanecha Bokeyam lifnei Moshe Zelianu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Ve'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov U'ga'alo mi'ad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Page 45, if you'll kindly join me in the English, our Hashkivenu prayer, our prayer for peace as we end our day and as we welcome a new day of life on our Hebrew calendar and in our week. Page 45. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Amen. In the Hebrew, by the arrow. Ushmor tzeiteinu uvoeinu lechayim l'shalom yatav yad olam ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha Baruch atah Adonai Haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Page 46, you will find Vishamru, we rise as we join together. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Meheni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam Oti leolam, oti leolam, Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Uvayom hashvi Shabbat v'yinafash Shabbat v'yinafash Shabbat v'yinafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. We remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish in the middle of 46. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba. B'yalma divrach yirute b'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye dechol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv v'yimeru amen Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach Le'olam olam me'omaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudesha berichu leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damihiran v'yalma Amen. You'll find the silent Amidah this evening, beginning pages 47 through 52. As always, feel free to add your own personal thoughts to the words on the page, and when you're through, you're welcome to be seated. Page 47. Join together the bottom of 52 with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. We turn over to page 54 where you will find Kaddish Shalem. You guys can go sit down if you want. Yitkadav yitkadash shemei rabba ve'alma divrach chidutev yamlich malchutev v'chayechonu v'mechonu chayerecho ve'Yisrael ba'agalav yizman kari ve'imeru Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam olal me'omaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudisha Richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran mi'ama v'imeru Amen. Titkabal tzolot hon uva'uton Tichol Yisrael kodam avuhon divi shemaya v'imeru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim alenu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imeru Amen. Oseh shalom imromav uyaseh shalom Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yal kol yoshvei tevel v'imeru. Amen. You may be seated. If you're standing, you go sit down for just a minute. Get you back, all of you up here for Aleinu in just a second. We turn back in our Siddur, towards the back of our Siddur, towards 173. There you will find, as always, our prayer for healing on the far left side of the page in the small print, our Misha Berach for healing and for health, spiritual, physical, emotional, healing for the world, most certainly. I think we've seen events from this past week. And as we mark an anniversary of sorts on the 7th, since the October 7th attacks in Israel, it's certainly a prayer for healing and for healing of the world, for those who are in need and personally in need of healing, is an important piece of adding to our prayers on Shabbat as we seek a sense of peace in our lives. So page 173 you'll find on the far left side again, and as I recite the list here, you're welcome to add any names after. Just either raise your hand or stand up, and we'll go around the room if you have a name to add for someone needing healing today. We keep in our thoughts this evening Daniel Eliezer ben Tzvi, Shulamit bat Gittel, Yisraela bat Tzipora, Chaya bat Avraham Basara, Daniel Eliezer, Shulamit bat Binyaminu Malka, and Devorah bat David. Dan Siegel, Daniel Rice, Gittel Glasser, Ari Sanders, Ariela Alfieri, Peyton Matthews, Bill Bucks, Samuel Sheridan, Estelle Lurie, Lynn Alexander, Marjorie Morstein, Linda Cutler, Diane Hickey, Barbara Feingold, Harriet Siegel, Lori Kahan Simon, Bob Bugos, Nadine Hyman, Mike Kadetich, Ed Tansky, Irene Friedman, Joel Lowenstern, Gary Kramer, Arthur Stone, Natalie Kogan, Diana Saltzman, Victor Alfieri, Michael Abrams, Francis Haber, Michelle Stupak, Caitlin Weathers, Alex Schwartz, Danielle Santini, Becky Smith, Julia Bernanke, Irene Goodman, Teresa Timmons, Esther Rowe, Suzanne Gott, Joan Klepp, Estelle Rice, Hannah Lipman, Deborah Rubenstein, Gary Hutcher, and Deborah Haggery. Any other names to add? We keep all of them in our thoughts as we join again on 173. Misheberach avotenu mekor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor haberacha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing, with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Refuah shlema, perfect healing for all in need. We turn back to page 56. There you will find Aleinu as Ariel, if you'll come back up. Guys, if you'll come on back up. Cal and Lenny can come too. Joshua, if you'll come quickly. Yeah, they can come. Page 56. They can come. Shh. Please open up the ark. As they don't have to, but they can if they want to. You're welcome to if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. I never make you have to. Page 56.
You make me.
You have to. You have no choice. Page 56, you'll find Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol la'teit gedula li'otzer breshit shelo asanu k'goyei ha'ratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim ve'yoser haaretz umoshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al ushchinatu zo v'gov he'meromim hu Eloheinu einod Emet Malkeinu Efesulato Kakatu Bitorato Viadat Hayom Vahashevota Elevavecha Ki Adonai Hu HaElohim Shamayim Mima'al V'Haaretz Mitachat Einod. We're going to do this together, everybody. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol ha'aretz v'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad u'shemo echad. You are welcome to be seated. Thank you, lady and gentlemen. And Avital, too, who was up here, part of it. So I should say ladies and gentlemen. We turn over to page 58. There you will find our mourner's Kaddish for this evening. As we recite, we acknowledge the Ortsites of those actually in the week that is coming. Morton Paul Levy, Reuben Ginsburg, Max Stone, Sandra Merkus, Geraldine Krause, Harry Kantrowitz, Jerry Cutler, Stephanie Crowley, Annie Zaglin, and certainly we continue to remember Barbara Rabhan as we recite Mourner's Kaddish as well. You'll find it over on page 58. Barach le'olam elomei omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yama v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May be seated. My Bima buddy for tonight is our President Tamar. I gotta get something up here. Do you want this microphone or are you gonna shout?
Don't need it. I do need it.
Yeah, well, that one I can't help you with.
This Sunday from 11 to 4 is Shalom Fest at Temple of Israel. Admission is free. There's food. There's stuff going on. Get in there if you want to eat food. Get in there early because they always sell out. Monday, April 8th is your last day for the regular price for the Seder on April 22. Please log in. Please contact your mom. Please get your numbers in so we know you're coming. Because after this, then the prices go up and we open it to the greater public. If you shop at Publix, please sign up for Beth Israel Religious School through their point system. Sunday, May 5th. It's a long way. Yes, probably long. People know about it. It's not actually so long away. This month. The days are long, the years are short. Join CBI and TOI for Yom HaShoah from 10:15 to 11:45, right there. More stuff is coming in your email, more information. Sunday school begins at 9. Turning Points in Jewish History with Rabbi Cohen. 9:45 Sunday mornings. Sunday also you can stay for Beginning Hebrew with Fred Leffert. Tuesday nights, Adult Education with Fred, again, 5:30 via Zoom. Wednesday, Religious School begins at 5:15. We have some birthdays.
Wait.
Never mind.
Yes, we do. Skip that one, please.
Okay.
03.
Emily Riddell, Jeff Gaines, Michelle Siegel. Happy birthdays. Is that it? That's it.
Go around here, although sometimes it feels like it. So a couple other quick things. Yes, what we're going to do is we're going to go in the back in a minute and do Kiddush and Motzi and together, and then we'll all eat together. So just don't run back there and start eating. Just let us get a chance to do Kiddush and Motzi together. And I think there is a really special dessert that I understand is back in the back, and it must be related to somebody who's celebrating a birthday tomorrow and is kind enough to come here tonight, even with a little cold, and not spread his germs, but spread his joy. So I think a little, and I'm going to tell you, here's the quiz for the night. I'm not going to tell you how old he is, even though I know it's okay if I tell you. However, don't say it, please. I'm going to give you a hint by the tune that we're going to sing Adon Olam to, which we don't normally sing Adon Olam, but it goes to basically every tune. So we're going to sing a tune, and you're going to have to extrapolate from that tune, if I sing it well enough, and you're going to join me as to how old Richard is. But in the meantime, before we partake of a yummy-looking cake in the back, in celebration of his birthday as part of our dessert, certainly we want to thank you for joining us and bringing the joy of your birthday as we join together. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Hey, happy birthday, Richard. Get well and feel good. Just a cold, I know, but everybody on their birthday should have good health and good wealth and good luck.
And prosperity.
How's that? Page 211, you will find Adon Olam. Again, we usually end our service with a little bim bam, but the song does not. This song melody does not go to bim bam. And usually we do Yigdal, but I wasn't able to figure out Yigdal in this tune either. So, without further ado, if you know it, join with me, page 211. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzer Nivra Le'et Nasa B'cheptzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kichlot HaKol Levahadayim Loch Nora V'hu Hayav V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yiyeh B'tiv Bahara V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni L'am Shilo Lehachbira B'li Reshit B'li Tachlit V'lo Hos V'hami Yisra, V'hu Eli v'chai goali, V'tzorchem li v'etzara, V'hu nisi umanos li, Menakosi v'omekra, B'yado afkid ruchi, V'etishan ve'aira, V'imruchi geviyati, Adonai li, Ve'lo ira.
I know it.
The second part doesn't work, but the first part does. That's why we stayed with it. And if you, extra bonus points if you know what musical that lovely tune comes from. Very good. It's a Music Man. Happy 76 to you, Richard. And we will head in the back for a little Kiddush and Motzi. And I have to credit, that was Barry's suggestion, so I know, I just do what I'm told. But it was a great suggestion. And it's the only song that has that number in it that I can think of, so we did all right.